Yo, what's going on, guys? John Blade here, back with some more Elder Scrolls Legends, and I did this last month, so I'm going to go ahead and do it again. We're going to break down the monthly card. As you can see, right now we're in rank 9, trying to get a little higher, but at the moment we are getting at least one copy of the card of the month, and as you can see right here, it is the Battlereeve of Dusk, a 6-drop 3/3. But the stats, the body isn't really where this card is going to shine. It's this effect right here, on summon. Friendly creatures get +1/+1 for each and every keyword that they have, which is a little nuts. Let's go into the deck builder and take a look at some of the cards that really can kind of take advantage of this. So Legends is kind of a game with, I don't want to say relies on keywords, but a ton of cards have keywords. Like even the 0-cost Firebrand has charge, so your Firebrand would get +1/+1 just for having charge. Red's not a color that has a ton of cards like that. Like Prophecy, I don't think counts as a keyword. Nor does Last Gasp, I think. I think it just counts Ward, Charge, Guard, Breakthrough, Regenerate. Am I missing anything else? I don't know. But I think those are the main ones. But as you can see, there's cards all over the place that have at least one of these keywords. Charge, Charge, Guard, Breakthrough, Charge, Guard. So there's just a ton of cards that really take advantage of this effect. So I think this card, just flat out, like without planning synergy, the fact that your one card can give all of your creatures in both lanes at least a +1/+1 boost. It's almost like playing a Divine Fervor. Not quite as good as Fervor if you only get the one value for +1/+1. But you're also getting a body out of it. So you're getting a one-time Divine Fervor plus a 3/3 body at worst, usually. At best, let's look into where this card can kind of shine. Stuff like this, giving creatures ward for bonus. The first card I really want to focus in on, and actually let me turn on the cards that I don't have, because that's where things are really going to shine in here. First thing that I wanted to look at would be, where are you? Should be a 5-drop, I believe. Well, first thing I wanted to talk about would be Royal Sage. So, if you're playing things on curve right now, Royal Sage would be a 4-cost card. So on turn 4, if you manage to have more life than your opponent, let's say you're playing some kind of aggro deck or something like that, I don't know, and you have a board full of creatures, you have more life than your opponent, you play Royal Sage, each and every single one of those creatures gets a random keyword in addition to any keywords that they have at the moment. So that's an additional +1/+1 for each and every creature on the board when you eventually play the card of the month, the Battlereeve. So this is, to start, in my opinion, a huge card that pairs very nicely. Obviously, the more keywords, the more stat boosts you get. But then to go forward from there, if you have a card that already has a ton of keywords, this Mentor's Ring, I think, is going to become incredibly viable now. If you, I mean, Mentor's Ring was good before, but even more viable pairing it up with that Battlereeve, because +3/+3 and give all other friendly creatures this creature's keyword. So let's say you somehow manage to build up a card, and that card has Ward, Guard, Breakthrough, whatever. You've basically been building this card up, and you have also managed to have a bunch of creatures in your lanes. I know this is an odd case, it's not going to happen all the time, but if you manage to pull that off and you play Mentor's Ring, you get all of those keywords on all of your creatures after playing that Royal Sage, and then from there, since all of your creatures have a ton of keywords, whoever survives your opponent's removal next turn, you drop down this Battlereeve and you're getting plus whatever. That could be a ton of stuff. I mean, best case scenario, if you manage to have all the keywords on a creature, which I know is unlikely, you could give +5/+5 to every single creature on the board after you play your Battlereeve if you had played Mentor's Ring the previous turn. So it's just insane value in my opinion. There's a bunch of cards inside of Intelligence that pair very nicely with that card, and I think it could be amazing. Another card that I think works very well, I'm not going to talk about every single card that has a keyword, because like I said, Legends has tons of cards with keywords in general, so I'm not going to kind of really talk about like, oh, this card has Guard, so this works nicely. Although that is a pretty good 0-drop card, but I'm not going to talk about every card like that. wanted to focus on things like Royal Sage that gives keywords to everything, or Mentor's Reign that gives keywords to everything. This Descendant of Alkosh, if you get this out turn 1 and it manages to stick for a couple turns, you get a couple Pilfers in. You could have multiple keywords there and get tons of value out of this card if it manages to survive until turn 6 when you finally play that Battlereeve. Other cards in there. Cards like this, the Elixir of the Defender, giving creatures guard. Obviously, like I said, the more keywords you're giving to creatures, the more value you're getting from those creatures in the end. So, the more, like I said, the more creatures that you're giving guard, like with the Elixir of the Defender, they're all getting +1/+1 in the end as well. Obviously, you're kind of drawing removal to all these creatures that you're giving keywords to. But at the same time, once you start building up cards like that, it's going to be pretty tough. Also, if you're playing things like the Elixir of the Defender or giving creatures breakthrough or stuff like that, the Doggy Rot Mystic could draw them out. I don't know if it's super great value there, but if you wanted to go completely prophecy heavy, it is something you could do. Loyal House Carl could see a little bit more play, but honestly, I just don't think that card's that great as it is. What else do we have here? Golden Saint pairs nicely with those cards. I'm trying to think of non-obvious picks. Let's see, let's scroll through this real quick. Like I said, there's a bunch of regular guards and a bunch of regular breakthroughs and stuff like that, but I don't really want to focus on those. Territorial Vipers, you're not going to be really using it for that. What else do we got through here? We got a guard creature there, but that's just regular. See, the thing, I don't know if Pilfer, I don't think Pilfer counts as a keyword. I think Pilfer can get you keywords, so I'm not going to count Pilfer either. Cover doesn't count either. What else do we have going on in here? Spider Dater's nothing really to worry about. Lethal. Oh, lethal is one of the keywords I missed. So yeah, lethal as well. We also could be. Suppress isn't going to see much play to counter a keyword heavy deck, just because I don't think, from my perspective, it's going to become that popular that people really have to super prepare for it. It's going to be something that's going to catch you off guard, unless maybe it will become the meta, but I don't think so. I'm trying to see if there's any other support cards that can kind of give keywords the way Lion Guard Strategist could pair nicely with some of those cards. Whenever you summon a creature in the lane, give it ward. Again, free keywords, kind of stacking it up on top of people. In addition, now that I'm thinking about it, where are you? Where are you? Night Talon Lord is a little bit more of a stretch case. No, not Night Talon Lord. Where is he? Blood. Where does it go? Oh, is that the 6-drop one? The Doomcrag Vampire. There you go. Every creature in this lane has lethal, so you'd be getting the +1/+1 for each and every single one of them having lethal. So this is a pretty solid value for him. And obviously, if you're stacking up guards, Watch Commander works nicely as well, but not really playing into the Battlereeve. Let's see what else. Breakthrough and Guard is just a decent overall card. Doesn't do much for you there. Arian could help you draw some card or some actions if you have like Wardcraft, not Wardcrafter, Lesser Ward. But Anasi works great. If your opponent has a pretty strong board, you can just play an Anasi, steal all those keywords, and then at that point you'd be getting a bunch of +1/+1s for all of those keywords you stole. Stormhelm Champion works pretty well as well. Just obviously losing ward works better and better there. And then the last card I wanted to talk about, it is going to be a neutral card. Where are you? I think it's a 4-drop. Here you go. Mundus Stone. I've seen a lot of people not really loving this card lately just because of the RNG nature, how it can swing games by giving things charge. Oh, here you go. Keywords are Breakthrough, Charge, Drain, Guard, Lethal, Regenerate, and Ward. So that is a max of +7/+7 if you can manage to grab every single keyword, which obviously is unlikely. But playing Mundus Stone, every single creature you play, even if it does not have a keyword, is going to instantly get a random keyword. Playing Mundus Stone and then getting Battlereeve out at any point, as long as you have creatures on the board, you're going to ensure that you get at least +1/+1 on every single one of your creatures that's out, which will take that 6 cost for a 3/3, which seems like it's not a great value up front. If you're giving 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, how many creatures +1/+1 at least, if not more, that turns that 6 cost into an insane value. So that's obviously awesome there. Let's see. That's really the main cards I wanted to talk about. Like I said, there's a ton of cards in this game that have keywords. Obviously, there's 7 different keywords. There's tons of cards to choose from, and I'm sure that there's plenty of other cards to think about. But I just wanted to kind of touch on a couple cards that I think are going to be very important or pair very nicely with this Battlereeve card. So just to go over a couple of those again, if you wanted to look into them on your own. Mundus Stone, I think, is going to be huge. Mentor's Ring, I think, is going to be huge. Anasi, I think, could be very, very good. And Royal Sage, I think, are going to be 4 of the main cards that you see paired up with this card. I think this is a really, really cool card. I like the concept. I like the thought process behind it. I think it could be very, very good. Slightly situational, but that's kind of what you want to see. I don't want to see a card that's 100% awesome all the time. I like to see cards like this that you have to maybe think about your deck building a little bit differently in order to get it to work well. I think that's awesome. I think it's healthy for the game to make people have to think outside the box and not necessarily be like, oh, this card's awesome all the time, let me cookie cutter this card. Like, as much as I like Ungolem, I think Ungolem's just like a cookie cutter card that you put into pretty much any green deck, and he's just good all the time. Sorry about that, guys. I had to mute the card, but that is going to be it for now, guys. That's my thoughts on the discussion of the Battlereeve of Dusk. Those 4 main cards are, I think, the biggest ones that are going to benefit from this card. I can't wait to kind of give it a try, kind of make a deck next season to kind of try and take advantage of this card. I definitely will give it a shot. If you have any combos or thoughts of this card that you want to share down below in the comments section, please do. I'd love to see what you guys think or how you're planning on using it. But that's going to be it for now. As always, thank you all very, very much for watching. I'm Dragon Tamer Blade, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.